I'll move over, Swanson. I'm driving.
Wow!
Hey, Slam! My thing is bigger than your whole boat!
Welcome back. You are listening to the Caddyshack Minute, in which we hang out at the Caddyshack and discuss the film Caddyshack 1 minute at a time. I'm Tom Taylor, and I'm joined as always by Mike DiMaria and Dan Lewis.
Looper.
Oh, you stupid bastard. And we're here to talk about minute 11 of Caddyshack, and minute 11 begins with general tomfoolery outside the titular Caddyshack, and it ends with Carl in mid-Dalai Lama story. And I said yesterday that I wanted to talk about the song Summertime Blues, and all I really want to say is, why are they playing this and not something more contemporary, since they've got like Journey and Kenny Loggins and stuff in this movie?
Maybe they just wanted a little bit of a departure.
I guess so. I'm not complaining.
What's fun to think about is that at that point, Summertime Blues was about as old as something that now would have come out in about, 1995 or so?
I was going to say. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's weird.
So they could have easily been playing Weezer, okay?
Jesus.
And then they would go, "What are they playing that? Not in something more contemporary."
Yeah,
But see, now you're going to have to re-record this every 10 years or so and put in a different reference. Like, you have to put a different reference in from, 2005, and then we'll go back in a few years and put in a reference from 2015, to keep it relevant.
Yeah, that'd be like them playing something from 2023,
Yeah.
like Justin Bieber, and I wonder now what President Bieber would say about that.
Yeah. I hate the way President Bieber just constantly acts like his pop stardom never happened. He was never a teen idol. Whatever.
That's terrible. Called putting it into perspective.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what we do here.
Yeah.
So we're at the Caddyshack.
Yeah. This is it.
It's the Caddyshack.
This is what the movie's about.
Mm-hmm. No. The movie's about Caddyshack.
Oh, you're
this
right.
Is the Caddyshack.
Well, as we originally, and I think Ramis said in an interview that the original script revolved around the caddies. The movie was supposed to revolve around the caddies, but then as they started to get the actors coming in, a lot of the high-power actors came in, that they had to shift the focus of the movie onto the actual, Judge Smales and Rodney, Al Chervick, and so the caddies became secondary except for, Danny Noonan.
Right.
But originally, the original movie was about the caddies. So maybe, I guess you would just picture it like a Meatballs, maybe. Yeah. With caddies.
Or like Animal House with caddies or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a natural evolution of an idea. I can see guys sitting around the table going, hey, let's make a movie about our Caddyshack. Because wasn't Brian Doyle Murray, who is in this scene and who we love and who's one of the kings of the movie, he co-wrote this, and I think it was partially based, wasn't it, on his Caddyshack days?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and we talked about what was the club in suburban Chicago?
Oh, and Winnetka.
Winnetka. Of course, in Winnetka. Yeah.
Yeah, where they had worked.
So the original was going to be more about their experiences as caddies. So they were going to be central to the movie, and that just didn't happen.
Mike and I will do a live remote from the Winnetka Country Club. So.
Yeah, it's windy. Here we are.
Actually, we'll be doing
good shot, Mike.
We'll be doing it from a Motel 6 in Winnetka.
I
see the country club on the map. Let's go home.
One wonders if there was that if Judge Elihu Smales was based on some wonderful son of a bitch from that Winnetka club.
Mm-hmm.
Could be. Yeah. And Ted Knight just ran with it in an evil direction.
Yep. They made the movie eventually about it. They broadened the scope a little bit of the movie, and it makes sense when you consider the kind of people the heavyweights that they got that came aboard.
Oh yeah.
Ted Knight, Rodney Dangerfield. You can't make them all caddy. You can't make them all Brian Doyle Murray types, Lou Loomis types.
Yeah, they're going to be. Yeah, they're the timeline or the arc of the movie is going to revolve around them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm not complaining. I like the movie we got.
No,
absolutely. I think it would have been a worse movie if it was just about the caddies.
Yeah.
It would have been like a
entirely
Meatballs 2.
Yeah. And there already is a Meatballs 2.
Right.
So
Isn't that the one with the alien?
Wait, what?
Isn't Meatball 2 have the alien in it?
Oh my god, I don't even know.
Yeah. And they find him in the woods, and he's kind of like he's a comedic foil.
Oh Jesus!
See, that's how you know.
And they called him Meathead.
Meathead.
Yeah.
Is Bill Murray in that?
I think so. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe he was played by Adrian Zmed.
Sure.
Right.
Like Grease 3 or Grease, Danny Zuko became Adrian Zmed.
Oh my god!
Remember? And Michelle Pfeiffer played the Sandy
role.
Oh
yeah, that was Grease too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Spawning.
I don't think Bill Murray's in Meatballs too.
I barely remember Meatballs. Is that wrong of me? Is that a gap in my pop culture?
I'll go on a limb and say I didn't like Meatballs. I didn't like the Porkies.
Porkies is okay. It's got D'Annunzio in it.
Yeah,
I like Meatballs, but it's not a classic. You're not going to have a Meatballs minute and
right.
No. If you do, I won't listen.
If you want a good Chris Makepeace movie, you go see My Bodyguard. That's the one.
Here we go.
There you go.
Oh boy.
So Brian Doyle Murray has 2 phones. He's working in the Caddyshack, and it sounds like he's making some bets on some baseballing games.
Oh,
he mentions
good.
the Mets of New York and the Yankees of New York.
Tom, kudos to recognizing the Yankees and Mets as baseball teams.
I didn't get any sleep last night. I was up all night researching baseball teams. The Mets, apparently, are from New York, and so are the Yankees. Because the city is so big, they decided that they should have 2 baseball teams.
Yeah.
It's like here in Chicago, Tom. You have 2 baseball teams as well.
Get out of here. We're not nearly as big as New York. We have 2 baseball teams.
They used to have 3 in New York.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Stop right there. Tom, can you name the 3rd baseball team from New York? That is
I actually can, and I probably only can because of Bugs Bunny. It was the Brooklyn Dodgers. Is that right?
Okay, now where are they now, Tom?
They are now in Los Angeles, California.
Can you name the 3rd team that is no longer in New York?
Yes.
Also, the other one?
Wait, what? Oh, Jesus.
Because the Mets were not around.
Yeah. And this team is still around.
It is?
Yes.
As a baseball
team.
They're
no longer in New York.
They left New York the same year the Brooklyn Dodgers did.
God damn.
Mass exodus.
That's right.
They had 3. Yeah, go ahead. Come on.
I want to piss Mike off and say the Bronx Bombers.
No, that's...
Okay. That's a nickname, isn't it, for the
Absolutely.
New York Yankees?
The New York what?
Knickerbockers.
No, that's basketball, Tom.
Okay, the New York... God, really? I literally don't know this.
Hint. The New York baseball what?
The Giants?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey.
I was just about to say, I'm going to punch you right in that beautiful face of yours. And I say it's beautiful because it's such a beautiful punching bag.
Yeah.
One of the nicest things you've ever said to me. And it
Just
hurts.
chop you down to size with just punch after punch. Just hit you into your face. Just keep hitting, and it's one of those scenes where you're hitting and the sun goes up and the sun comes down.
Yeah.
And you're just working.
Yeah,
you just keep punching until the face turns to dust.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because Tom's really easy on the knuckles. So.
Oh God. You'll say something. I'll be sitting there. You're the only person I've ever known that I'll be sitting there and having just a wonderful time and saying, you know what? Guy sitting across from me is a really good guy, a good friend. And you'll say something. I said, you don't want to punch him right in the face. And I want to hit him repeatedly.
Sure.
And I want to do it in public so everybody can see it.
Listen, I understand.
As long as you understand. Because I've learned now because I spent a lot of time with you. That's when I just get up and walk out of the room.
I've
hit my limit. I must excuse myself now. It's been a lovely day, and I want to end on a good note. I want to leave here thinking that, okay, I like Tom.
I think it's a strength of our friendship that you know exactly where that line is where you're going to start punching me in the face, and you acknowledge it, and then you leave before you actually do.
And I have to acknowledge it, and it's therapy that I have to say, you know what? There's some dark places here, Tom. You make me go to some dark places where I see I'm going to punch him. I'm going to punch him right in that face. Right in that oblivious face of his. Guy had 2 shiny tickets in his hand to go see a baseball game in one of the only last historic parks on a beautiful Father's Day.
Speaking of historic parks, can I tell you something? Mm-hmm. I forgot the other day that I had ever gotten a prostate exam. I also forgot to mention that I was in the first ever wave at Fenway Park.
Oh, stop it.
It's true.
How would you know that?
It was in the paper the next day. Hey, they did the wave at Fenway. It was the first time ever in the Fenway Park.
That's interesting.
That's a little something, right?
Yeah, I'll give that to you.
All right.
But I think
the wave is like a thing.
I think you were there by accident, though.
Yeah, and I think
uncle
he's so
and my
tall
dad.
that people thought he was doing the wave, but he was just sitting there.
Yeah, I had the fidgets. I was just getting up at perfect intervals.
Look at that. How old are you?
Me?
Huh?
Oh, how old was I?
Yeah.
I was in college. I think my family was visiting while I was in college.
So I'm supposed to believe that they didn't do the wave at Fenway until college?
That's what they tell me.
Let me tell you something right now. The wave was
92,
the wave was not popular in the 90s. The wave was popular in the late 70s and the 80s.
Okay. Well,
They even
somehow
had
missed Fenway
remember,
Park.
Dan, you'll remember this from Old Tiger Stadium. Is the remember the slow motion wave?
Yeah, we did all kinds of waves.
Yeah.
We were working. We were weaving tapestries with the wave by the time before Fenway had even done one wave.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? When I moved out to the Bay Area in 2006, you might not know this. I had the first personal computer.
Say.
Yeah, right.
Where did you go?
Just a box with a bunch of index cards.
Yeah, punch cards. It was the size of my bedroom.
Yeah, you had to keep changing the cards.
That was 2006.
That's why families had so many kids, because the kids just had to run around changing cards and switching tubes.
Yeah,
in the old
it
days.
sung me to sleep every night. Daisy, Daisy.
I even think Tom's face would take an elbow really nice. Just come across the table at him. just drop the elbow right across his face.
Wait till I'm clearly not paying attention.
Just clear him right up. Just clean and knock him off that chair clean too.
Right.
You just hit him. Your whole body's parallel in the air.
Clean and
you
jerk.
just hit him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just hit him with that elbow.
He's the jerk.
Then you're just a ruckus.
Yeah.
It's like the
leave a ruckus on the floor.
It's like the fight scene in Raging Bull. Just a bunch of sounds struggling.
Well, it reminds me, they used to say about when Encyclopedia
fuck my wife?
Brown. Used to say like an Encyclopedia Brown when he fell over, it sounded like books falling over.
Yeah.
But when Tom falls over, it sounds like China breaking. Smash.
Yeah.
Sounds like Mike sobbing.
All right, back to the yeah. All right.
Caddyshack Minute.
Keep the Caddyshack Minute. No, right here. Look at this. Look at this. I got this right here. The first wave in Fenway Park history was when Tom Taylor was there in about 1991.
See, right here. Now everybody listening to this gets that. Now they all want to punch it. They get it now. He's the guy that sits there with the big grin on his face that just won't just shut the F up.
I cannot argue with you. I'm so sorry. You're not wrong. That's really annoying.
The Brian Doyle Murray's character. Brian Doyle Murray was born probably only at most a couple miles from where Mike and Tall Tom sit right now. Plays the character Lou Loomis. Mm-hmm. Another good name. Not the greatest name in Caddyshack, but a good name.
Lou Loomis.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do we know either of those names in the entire... I guess you hear Lou in the movie.
Yeah, he keeps calling him Lou.
Yeah.
He's so thin in this, he's so thin.
I know. Young and mustachioed.
Yeah. And, it's a great part, Lou's part. You get a feeling that it was cut down or something.
Maybe. I think of that about this scene right here. I feel like there's a scene being set up in this scene that we never get to see. Because he gets off the phone, he's like, oh, what's going on? Oh, okay, I'll be right down. And he lets Danny take over, and then he gets like these two, like one big guy and one older, smaller, but possibly tough guy. And he goes off with them. And nothing ever comes of that. Like, we never see those guys again, or like...
Oh, yeah. What do they call... What's their names? Because they're like... One of them is like an 80-year-old caddy.
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
But it seems like
something's going on there.
Yeah,
like,
help somebody find his wallet.
Yeah, he's like, I need him, and I need the old guy. Let's go.
Right.
And the one guy's got the towel around his neck. The young guy.
Yeah.
And the other guy can barely walk.
They don't need him to walk.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Jesus. Now, see.
It's that kind of podcast.
No.
All right.
I'm really, really itching to lay you out right now.
This is why we do the podcast remotely.
This is. I mean, scene in Raging Bull with Joe Pesci sitting at the table with his kids having dinner, and you see the door and and De Niro comes in the long shot, is walking towards him, and then just pulls him out of his chair and starts beating the living daylights out of him. I advise everybody to go to YouTube and watch that video from that scene from Raging Bull. And Joe Pesci's Tom, and De Niro is me. That's what I want to do to you.
Do you want to take a minute right now and watch that to kind of get it out of your system?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't have to watch it. I can replay it in my head anytime.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Just throw you against a curio cabinet.
I have it coming for some reason.
Yeah. You know, whenever, Tom, you say one of those things that sets Mike off, he sees that scene, but it starts with the flash of the old photography equipment from Raging Bull.
Yeah.
So there's this flash in Mike's head. It switches to black and white. He sees himself as De Niro beating you to a pulp in black and white, and then there's another flash, and he's back on the scene. And you're still, I don't know what you're saying. You're just going, and another thing I like about Lou.
Yeah. He just keeps talking. He just keeps talking. And every time I blink, that's what I see behind my eyelids.
I remember the first time this happened, too.
I just see my fist connecting with that soft face.
Do you know the first time you ever had this reaction to me? It was about half an hour after I met you. And you and somebody else were giving me a ride back from school. We were driving up Lakeshore Drive.
Exactly what you're going to say.
You know exactly what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
It was middle of winter.
And you were looking out the window, and you were riding up Lakeshore. For those of you who are not familiar with Chicago, Lakeshore is obviously right along the lake.
Sure.
And it was a January. The lake freezes, like 20 feet out. And Tom's just with his forehead pressed against the window, staring out the window. We're all tired, just wanted to go up to the north side, go to bed. And he's looking out his window, all jacked up on caffeine or whatever. And he's like talking a mile a minute. And he's looking out there, and he's like, "I wonder if you put some skates on, you can skate all the way to Michigan. Is it like just fucking shut up? It's goddamn Lake Michigan. It's like an ocean. It doesn't freeze all the way across, you moron." And right there, I sit in the back of my head. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him.
You could not wait to tell me the next day, like, as soon as he dropped you off, we were all talking about, like, what the fuck is that guy talking about? I thought the kid was normal. He's talking about skating across Lake Michigan.
Go strap some goddamn skates on and go see how far you can.
Yeah, have fun, jackass.
Yeah, mother scratcher. But I remember saying in the back of my head, I hate him. I hate him. That was probably the first time I blinked and I saw that connection, that left hook right to that soft face.
There's something innocent and charming about it, though, too.
Not at that time. It wasn't that soft Connecticut face.
And thus, a friendship was born.
Yes, but yeah.
Was that before or after the wave was invented at Fenway Park?
This was, I'm going to say, probably 10 years after the wave was invented. I'm not saying the wave was invented at Fenway. I'm saying I was there when the wave was first done at Fenway. That's what I'm saying.
It's bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that one.
I'm going to ask my dad.
Your dad. Yeah, he'll know.
I'm going to look this up. I'm going to post this to our website that doesn't exist yet as we record this. I'm going to find an article that proves me right.
I'd like to know, like, who was on that phone? And when Lou Loomis had to go, I'll be right there, and he went and had to go in that other room and say, you, come with me.
I want to know who's on. He's got two phones. He's got a phone at the desk, and he's got a phone on the wall, and you figure, okay, the phone at the desk is like his business. But then he goes to the phone on the wall, and it's clearly not caddy business at all. So there's like no caddy stuff.
There's three. First of all, there's three phones. There's two on the desk and one on the wall.
Oh yeah, you're right, actually.
And it's like, he's got one betting phone. It's like Pete Rose or something. He's got one betting phone and one regular phone. And maybe he should make one of them red, just so you know for sure.
Yeah,
that's the betting phone.
Yeah, Tom doesn't know what you're talking about. You lost Tom at Pete Rose.
Pete Rose was a dog-faced baseball player. He was a well-respected catcher for the Cincinnati. Respected as a player. Am I wrong?
Yeah, he was not a catcher.
He was respected highly as
a player. He was not a catcher? Get out of here. I thought he was a catcher.
Catcher.
Was he?
No.
He's a multi-position player.
But he wasn't behind the dish. No. But that's okay. I'll give him enough.
Yeah.
Give him enough credit on that one.
I went a little while there, though. I had a lot of facts in there until I stumbled.
Yeah, until you were completely wrong.
Cincinnati Reds?
Yes.
I don't know how I know this stuff, but I do. Mm-hmm. My mind is a trap.
And he made bets on baseball like Lou Loomis while he was working.
Yeah.
And you don't do that. It's okay at the Caddyshack, maybe, but it's not okay in baseball. Can't do that.
Do you swear to God he wasn't a catcher?
Yes.
Yeah, you're thinking of Johnny
I
Bench.
promise you. Thinking of Johnny Bench. It's on the same team.
Oh, was he really? Maybe that's it.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I'm not going to get upset with you
Sorry.
on this one because that's
Yeah,
you know
it's
what,
okay.
Tom. You had a lot of right ones on it.
Yeah,
It's
of
like
course.
it's like one of those your little pop quiz. You got 4 out of 5 right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. When you go in and when you're teaching Coco words and Coco does the sign for Snickers when you show him a Milky Way, then you don't get mad at Coco for it. You say, all right, it's pretty close.
I'm excited because I'm going to
It's a candy
coast.
bar.
I'm going to coast on this minor victory for about 5 minutes.
It's
Before
like
Mike
calling,
wants to
it's
punch
like-
me in the
it's
face
like-
again.
It's like if you were a sign languaging gorilla, chimpanzee,
Yeah.
and you just said, you know what, every pop, every soda is a Coke.
Right.
You know, that's
Yeah.
You don't get mad at somebody
don't-
because you
yeah.
say, you know, what is this? Well, it's a Coke. Well, it's actually it's a ginger ale. But
What kind of
okay.
Coke do you want? I want a
Right.
Sprite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The hell did you say?
Yeah.
What?
yeah.
That was like that.
Yeah.
You know,
I was like
kids
that
I
too.
grew up with would call it Coke. Everything was Coke when
Yeah.
I grew up. The kids, yeah.
And everything was pop up in the Midwest.
On Midwest, we had pop, yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
you
then on
went
the
down
East
to-
Coast, it was soda, which
Yeah,
I
and
never
so was
got
in
used
Florida.
to. I never said that. Yeah.
No.
I still want to say Coke. Actually, you know what I say? I say what I'm specific. Oh, I want a Dr. Pepper. I want a root beer.
Yeah. That's what most people
Kids
do,
these
Tom.
days.
That's
I don't
the
know if
whole
that's
point.
true. I don't know
No.
if that's true.
No, I understand that, but yeah, don't put yourself on a pedestal because you do it right.
Oh, you don't get no root beer.
You don't get a no Coke. So yeah, I agree with you, Tom. That's a very astute observation because
Thank you.
I never thought of that before. But he's grabbing an 80-year-old caddy and a muscle man.
Yeah.
There's no way they're not setting up a scene there.
There's a
Because something's
story there that we never see.
Maybe it's about collections. Maybe he's going to collect.
That's what
He
it
is, 'cause
seems
he
like.
just got off the phone with the bets. In order to cover his other bets, he needs to go
Yeah.
collect from somebody else.
And that's what I'm saying. He's got bets going on both phones. There's no like caddy specific phone in that place.
No,
At least not while Lou's there.
Well, I think the one on the wall is like, you know, the 80s version of the intranet.
Maybe.
You know, that telephone is the internal phone for the
yeah,
for
the
the-
intraphone for the
yeah, that's the
of
intraphone.
course.
That's
Also,
like being online at work and using the intranet. I wonder if that was Smoke Porterhouse on the phone
Yeah. Yeah.
because Porterhouse is part of the gambling network.
Could
Well,
be.
let's keep. You know what? Since this is the first time I've noticed the old caddy, or he may not be a caddy, just maybe somebody that's hanging around with him.
Yeah.
Let's see if he pops up in one of the later
He's
minutes.
got the hat though. He looks like a looper.
Yeah,
A Lupa.
You know, a jock.
yeah.
Speaking of,
12th son of the Lama.
is this Dalai Lama speech the most famous part of the movie?
I think it probably. I think
It might.
is.
I'm going to say no, but people go to that a lot.
Let's as we go through. This is the first point where we can say that this has this is a candidate for most famous part of the movie.
Yeah, it's true.
As we go through, let's assess it and let's set this as the baseline.
Okay.
Is this the most famous scene in Caddyshack?
Right. This, I mean, you know, I'm saying probably not for this, but I could be proven wrong as we go. We'll see.
I say yes, actually, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Well, this is an opinion piece.
Yeah.
And is that Angie
Yeah.
D'Annunzio
That is.
Where
in the
We
credits?
mentioned him, I don't know, last week or
I
something.
wonder if we could get anybody from Caddyshack to be interviewed on the show.
Not if we don't try.
I think it's worth emailing you a Peter Burkrot here, a Cordis Hurd there,
you know
a
who's
John F. Barman Jr.
D'Annunzio shows up everywhere.
Oh, does he?
Oh,
yeah,
he does.
he's on like all the Caddyshack shows, and he's always very central.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Oh, there's another tough guy in that side room that he goes to. It's almost like he goes in there to pick his tough guys to come with him.
Yeah. He's got a
And
stable of tough guys.
Yeah, I mean, Lou Loomis has got a cigarette in his mouth, but the way he runs that Caddyshack, you always pick up that blood, pick up that, the other guy in there who's got the towel around his neck too and tucked in his shirt,
Yeah.
he's smoking a cigarette as well.
Yeah.
So why does this guy get to smoke a cigarette? He must be some muscle then.
Yeah.
Or maybe, but back in let's be clear. Back in the day, you could smoke on airplanes at this point.
But the point is Lou Loomis runs a tight ship. He would not allow caddies to smoke in there, I bet.
I don't think these guys are
because he's just kind of a prick, and he's just kind of like,
Yeah, I think it might just be his muscle, and that might be.
That's what I mean.
Maybe they did get this in, and that's a joke that's falling flat.
This is the whole story right here.
So
Like
what I'm
these guys
saying
the
is,
muscle.
so see if these three guys show up somewhere else in the background somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, might be interesting. Yeah,
Because the big guy is not Rodney's guy at the end or anything.
No, the Moose and Rocco are a bunch of like two old guys.
Yes.
yeah.
They're two
One of
longshoremen.
those Zelig kind of things where these guys are in almost every scene. We just never noticed it until now, as we go.
Another Woody Allen reference.
Yep.
See if we can do one per show until we run out of movies.
That won't be hard.
Okay.
Tom is supposed to try to do a Star Trek reference in every show if he can.
If I can. It shouldn't be that hard.
And we're also forgetting about all the other regular things, which just shows our level of professionalism. But we're supposed to also assess the importance of this scene in the movie Caddyshack. Can the movie exist without it? And nay, should the movie exist without it?
I would say that this minute and even the last minute, which are the only ones I can remember, they're vital to the movie.
I agree.
Either in terms of the story and introducing characters, or in terms of iconic scenes like this Dalai Lama speech.
What else is weird is that Sandy just put Bill Murray on the job real quickly to go root out the Gophers.
Yeah.
And then immediately he's slacking off at the Caddyshack with the pitchfork.
Yeah.
It's the very next scene. So was this edited out of sequence? That
that could be. But remember also that before he told him to get rid of kill all the golfers on the course. Before he told him to do that, he said that you were supposed to do this and you were supposed to do that. But never mind
that now. Yeah.
Forget about that now. He needs this bigger problem. So his inbox is already full, and he's not. This would be in keeping with Carl Spackler to stop and tell a story with a pitchfork pressed against the Adam's apple of a guy.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say he's got a pitchfork now. Maybe he stopped by the Caddyshack to pick up a pitchfork and some other gopher.
No, that's not going to be at the Caddyshack.
I don't see what's wrong with that.
There's not the tools of a groundskeeper are not at the Caddyshack.
Oh, but
unless that groundskeeper left them there yesterday or something.
Well, the groundskeeper's quarters might be right. It would make sense that it was next to the other help quarters.
Yeah.
No, at Walnut Creek Country Club. At Walnut Creek Country Club, where the caddies was visible to the membership. The greenskeeper's shed equipment is not visible. It's on another part of the course. See?
So he couldn't slack you off or slack anyone off.
No, I don't know what that means, but the greenskeeper said, "I'm going to pitchfork," and then goes to the Caddyshack.
He's trying to say he couldn't wrap his cleats around your head. That's what Dan was trying to say.
I'll slack you off. Isn't that that's a Caddyshack reference, isn't it?
It's in the movie Caddyshack.
Right. You guys, this is a bad sign. You're getting the Zelig references, but not the Caddyshack references.
And this is what the movie's about, or the podcast.
Yeah.
Angie D'Annunzio has a Knight Rider shirt.
That's pretty awesome.
Isn't Knight Rider with a K, or do I remember that wrong?
It was K.
Jesus.
So what is this shirt?
It can't be the TV show, because that didn't come out yet.
Oh, that's another good point. It isn't the TV show, but also it starts with a K. So it's a play on words, the Knight Rider.
Wait, his shirt says Knight with a K or with an N?
No, with an N.
With an N.
Yeah, but the show Knight Rider was with a K. So, notwithstanding the fact that the show hadn't come out yet.
Yeah.
It's the fact that it's spelled differently. So he just has a shirt that simply says Knight Rider on it.
No, but that's the band, right? There's the band Knight Rider.
That's Knight Ranger, you might be thinking of.
Oh, Jesus, you're right, yeah. What the fuck is Knight Rider? That's crazy.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's cool. And in a way, that's awesome. If he's just got a shirt that says Knight Rider, it's not a reference to anything. It's kind of awesome.
And if you attempt to look for Knight Rider with no K in Google is not having it.
Wow.
It takes you right to Knight Rider with the K.
You mean Knight Rider.
I mean Knight Rider.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's funny because I saw that and I fully thought, I was thinking of Knight Ranger.
It's also Knight Riders. So it could be the name of a baseball team. It could be the name of could be name of anything.
It says Knight Riders then. Is that
it's with an S.
Plural. Oh.
I'm going to ask again, because I can't remember what you said like less than 20 seconds ago. He does not have a K on his shirt?
No, it's with an N.
Okay.
Yeah,
because there's a George
Riders.
Romero movie called Knight Riders, but that would have been with a K.
Yeah.
And you can get it if you can actually get an iPhone case that says Knight Riders on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Looking like this shirt?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I want that. We should all get Knight Riders shirts.
No.
Just call this podcast the Knight Riders Minute, and people will come thinking they're going to get David Hasselhoff stuff.
Right. Oh, you did not hear the silent K not being there.
Yeah. We meant the T-shirt, not the show or the not band.
T-shirt.
Yeah. Made famous by Angie D'Annunzio.
You know they're turning that T-shirt into a movie?
Hey.
Yeah, they're adapting it. Yeah.
Called Knight Rider, but with a K.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
The fans are furious. I don't know. Do we want to get into Bill Murray's thing?
I love the speech. This may be, maybe just hindsight, the benefit of hindsight, but I feel like you see signs that there's some real depth and talent to Bill Murray here. But again, you can't be objective about that. I don't know. The first time I saw it, I thought, "Wow, this guy's got something special, and he's going to be in a lot of great cult films later that aren't comedies."
Right. He's going to lend a dry, intelligent wit to many dry and intelligent films
by artistic directors such as Sofia Coppola and Jim Jarmusch.
Yeah, the girl from Godfather 3.
You sure as hell see it now when he's talking. He's just, so I'm a looper. So I tell him a project. Who did they give me? And does the Dalai Lama, that doesn't, the 12th son of the Lama, that's like an invented, right? That's not what that means, right? The Dalai Lama.
I'm going to look that up because I don't know. Is there like an H in there somewhere?
12th is, that's a weird word. T-W-E, looks wrong to me. T-W-E-L-F-T-H, 12th.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. Why would anybody try to spell 12th or say it?
Don't try and say it. You could sprain a uvula trying to say that.
I almost just drowned saying it.
12th.
12th son of the Lama. Carl Spackler, Caddyshack verbatim. So that's just quoting him.
On carlspackler.com.
Oh, look at this. 12th son of the Lama. No, I think it's a real thing.
Wow.
Oh, because it's like the procession of Dalai Lamas. Like he's reincarnated.
It's the 12th incarnation.
Well, now you know, Mike. You made me look up stuff on my phone.
But hang on a second. The 12th Dalai Lama is Trinley Gyatso, who died in 1875.
Oh, wait a minute. That puts a big hole in Carl's story.
But it's the 12th Dalai Lama. I don't know what Dalai Lama we're on right now, but if that was 1875, I'm going to say there's easily another...
well, he doesn't have to be right, no.
That's true.
Got to be up near 20 now with the
Carl's
Dalai.
a little demented. Oh, let me ask you this. Is our current Dalai Lama the one who Bill Murray is talking about in 1980 or 81, whatever this is?
It's the same.
Yeah, because I think he would be because they always find him as a boy, don't they?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun. So it's almost like the Dalai Lama was in Caddyshack. It's like Bill Murray was in Caddyshack. I don't know why I'm getting so excited.
Let's look at how he would be old enough to golf, obviously. Yeah,
he's a crack golfer, from what I heard.
Is that true?
No, I'm just.
Well, didn't he hit the ball into a crevasse?
Oh, he did.
Later
it's
on.
true.
At the foot of a glacier.
Yeah, at the foot of a glacier. It was like 10,000 feet, wasn't it? It was like a 10,000-foot crevice in the glacier.
Minute, but
that's what's frustrating. It gets cut off.
Right.
You know what? He's in fact the 14th. So there's only been 2.
It kind of makes sense, maybe.
It is because Trinley Gyatso went from 1857 to 1875.
Trinley, don't get me started on that guy.
Thuban Gyatso. That's fine. I went to high school with Thuban Gyatso. He started in 1876 and went until 1933. And then Tenzin Gyatso, who is the current Dalai Lama, he was born in 1935, so almost from birth.
Okwa Tenzin Wan.
Of the Southampton D'Annunzios?
I would have guessed like 20 since then, but in fact, he's only 2 after the one that I was mentioning that died in 1875.
So you can see how Carl would get confused.
He's been in there since 1940.
Yeah. Well, because like I said, they get him when they're young.
Well, haven't they voted him out yet?
Who?
The people.
The Lama?
Yeah. I mean, you're going to let somebody stay in office that long?
Yeah.
It's insane. Aren't there term limits?
Well, yeah, the term limit is a guy's life. Yeah,
Because he's
life.
the
I heard
incarnation.
it's 2 lives. I heard that the term limit is 2 lives.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
Well, then forget it.
Yeah, that's the problem is, the second they get into the Lama ship, they spend the next 60 years running for re-election.
Yeah.
That's always a pain.
It's depressing.
Yeah, they are.
It's a bad system.
They're all named Gyatso.
I belched again. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else to say about minute 11 of Caddyshack?
It's a very good minute, I will say. It's a very important and great minute.
It
Hooray
is.
for the Douglases.
Gosh, I've been using that so much lately. I can't
say
even
it all the
remember
time.
why.
I walk around saying it.
Yeah. Anytime something good happens for anybody.
Right,
Hey,
like I see a mom give a balloon to a little kid.
Hooray for the
Hooray for the
Douglases.
Douglases.
I ask him, what do you want? What do you want? You want French toast? You want eggs for breakfast? French toast. Hooray for the Douglases. Why? Dad's weird. Why are you freaking out?
Dad, I made a new friend today. Hooray for the Douglases.
All right, Tom.
All right. Got to bring my son into this. That's terrible. All right, well, I want to go to bed again. I'm tired again.
Mm-hmm.
The two of yous do what you need to do. Everybody else out there, you do what you need to do. We'll come back here for minute 12 of Caddyshack, but until then...
Well, if it's minute 12,
Yeah.
here's like a word problem for math.
Okay.
Okay, minute 12. Okay, how many field goals in a basketball game
Oh, Jesus.
would you have to make to get 12?
You'd have to, because it's the 2-point conversion.
I said field. First of all, what's a field goal?
A field goal is in
basketball?
football.
No. What's a field goal in basketball?
Are you
Tom?
dead serious? There's a field
Yes.
goal in basketball?
What's a field goal?
I thought you were
in
just fucking
basketball,
with
Tom?
me.
There's a 3-pointer. There's a field goal. There's a
field? Okay,
there's a foul shot. So
The
you
game's
tell
not
me
even
what-
played on a field. That's what bugs me about it.
Yeah, it
That's
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
how about a court? Is it like getting a point from like across the entire court?
Oh my God! I just want to slug you. Well,
I'm trying.
There's
No,
2-point
because you're
field
right.
goals,
There's the-
3-point
I just
field
gave
goals.
you
There's
the. I just gave
multiple
you
ways
the.
to do
You know
it.
what, Dan? You got to back off of this one. I just gave you the answer. Let's try this again. There's a 3-point shot.
10-4?
There's a field goal,
Yes, sir.
and there's a foul shot.
Okay.
How much is a foul shot worth?
A
How many
foul
points?
shot, I'm going to tell you, is worth 1 point.
Okay. How many points is a 3-point shot worth, Tom?
I'm going to say 3.
Now, by deductive
Six
reasoning,
questions.
how many points is a field goal worth?
Okay, before I answer that, you did
shouldn't
not
have
make
to
it
say
clear
anything. You
that
just
that is
answer.
what you were
I
asking.
just gave you the answer.
You were asking me what a field goal was.
Oh.
Like, what constitutes a field
No,
goal.
I never
I'm
said
going to
that.
say it's 2 points. But
Okay,
a field
thank you.
goal is 2
Thank you.
points.
I've
Well, why
got
the
an
hell
idea.
do they call it a field
Field goal. What I
I've got
said
an
was,
idea.
if to get to 12, how many field goals would somebody have to make?
You know what? That's a good point.
I
That
don't-
is what you said.
That's what I
There's
said,
multiple
and you
ways
said,
to do it.
well, yeah, but that's why I said field goals, though, Dan. There's
Okay.
only one way to get 12 points by shooting field goal. By
Yeah.
now I'm so angry I don't even know what I'm saying.
You do
Yeah.
the thing where you bounce it off your head and then you twirl it on your
No,
finger and it
no,
goes down your arm to
no.
the next guy and then he bounces it between his legs.
Just so lest you think that we're just picking on you for no reason,
Uh-huh.
why don't you give us a Raiders of the Lost Ark trivia question
Oh my
of
God.
comparable difficulty to asking about field goals in
Yeah,
basketball?
in other words, a common knowledge question, Tom.
Sure. Common knowledge from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Okay, we know that on the one side of the headpiece to the staff of Ra, if you read the ancient Hebrew, it tells you
No.
that the staff
No.
should be
No, this is
about
not comparable.
what
First of
converts
all,
into
this is
72
not-
inches.
Hold on, you
This
don't
is-
even know the question.
But-
No, but I know what he's doing.
No, but you got
I know
72
what he's
inches. You
doing.
flip it over. You take back one kadam to only the Hebrew god whose ark this is, etc., etc.
No.
So that leaves you with a staff that is how long?
There's
It's not
no
comparable.
rule in basketball that's
We're
as
not talking about
complicated as that.
it's not a comparable question because
yeah.
we're talking about just the simple. When you talk about when you talk about, football, how many points is a touchdown, Tom? How many points is a touchdown, Tom?
They changed the rules, didn't they?
No.
It's
no. How many
it's
points
7.
is a
7.
touchdown?
Is it 7?
You son of a bitch. No, it's 6.
Is it really 6?
Get 7
Get out of
times.
here. All right, I'm going to push stop.
Yeah,
It's
you
time
can
to
push
stop
stop.
this show. I need to go to bed. All right. But until then, think about coming back for minute 12 of Caddyshack here on the Caddyshack Minute.
Hey, you scratched my ankle.